Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Mahmoud. Let me start by giving thanks to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is His infinite mercy, put us together to honor our father, let Umaru Shinkafi Marafa Sokoto, who's in this field. We can, as one of my brothers says, is a guru. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless Muhammad. 10 minutes in this business, as far as I'm concerned, I think is too small for me. Understanding, as the presenter says, I'm in the center of this trouble of all my staying of 8 years in Zamfara State. But I'll do my best. I have wanted to capture the about 4 or 5 areas, which some of it has been mentioned by the past speakers, more especially Tambol, who met us at Midway. And he has been also in the center of the 5 northern governors who came together, put synergy in place, and part of the North Central, including the Niger State. This issue has been long. It's only that when you know the history, that I can understand the first speaker says for the past 10 years. It has been existing for over 3 decades. Why I came to know, Mr. President directed me that the trouble is too much. When he visited Zamfara on the Army Administration Day, sometimes in July 2016. And he mandated me to go and sit down with the locals and get in depth of the problem. And what he told me, he gave me the experience that they shared during the Civil War. Because you cannot achieve what you don't even have idea about it. You must get the knowledge, you must get the intelligence, you must get the base, you want to get the root of it before we do it. So therefore, he must get the community of the area where the problem started in 2011, August and September, which he said that I should sit alone with them, no one should be there, and I should be patient to listen to them. And I have an interaction of over 4 hours. And history is just mad. What they are quoting a long time ago from part back in 1982, the problems of the Fulanis and the Hausas, the problem of Fulanis themselves, when the Fulanis resulted to become cultural wrestlers, and how they emanated to become bandits, as migrating from wrestling to banditry up to the level of kidnapping. Though in Zamfara State, kidnapping is not known until 2014. And the first episode happened in Bukwim, where they have taken the emir of Bukwim himself for ransom. So when we're just hearing the kidnapping somewhere in Kaduna, around Nasarawa area and Niger, but in 2014 August, that is where we have started experiencing kidnapping in Zamfara State. And Tambazo was also there in 2015 when we were narrating the issues, and he contributed and said likely it was because of lack of cows available and the way to sell them to the market. So now they resort to go back to kidnapping human and ask for ransom. At least more, they get more value there. So when actually I came in and understand the problem, it looked like the problem of Fulani's houses when you look at it. Or powers and helmets, but it's beyond that. It's beyond that. One, it comes a kind of monetary issues get involved. So therefore, there's a value chain whereby you can't just expect it's the problem of my land and problem of my cows. Many people get the benefit of it. They get the value of what they are doing for doing for doing nothing. Someone is in the chain of the supply of arms, someone in the chain of supply of food, someone in the chain of supply of narcotic and other related issues to bandit. So it became a kind of value chain for them as a business. So therefore, it became a very, very difficult things to manage as the local. In 2011, 2012, 2013, we don't have a single personnel as military. We are only using the SS intelligence and police. In 2014, when it was overwhelmed, when the attack took to Kaboro and killed about 280 people in one day. So that would draw the attention of the federal government, then brought army, I think they brought about 300 and something to face the challenge that we're facing. We have been, I as the head of the government, I've been putting it in writing to the president then, telling him the trouble we're in, because day in, day out, in a week, in a month, you get 2, 3 attacks then, 4 attacks, but government didn't pay much attention. And the challenges of governors, as I said earlier when I was overwhelmed, there's a time that I made mention that I resigned from being chief of security because I am become helpless. The trouble is within the area that I can even say if I'm the commander, I can tackle it, but you'll be sending the intelligence to the right people, but respond has become sometimes a problem. One example, there is one attack who the locals give me the intelligence because I have the telephone number in each and every area. So they call me, there's a problem in the camp of Bayanrua in Maradi local government that they said they plan to come and block the highway and they're going to work there tonight. So which I provide the intelligence to the army who are in charge. And from 11 p.m. exactly, they are at that highway. And unfortunately, they stopped, came from Kano carrying goods and went back to Kano from Sokoto. They killed about 16 and burned the 2 trucks and some were injured. And they are in the operation from 11:30 p.m. up to 5 a.m. But no single response either from the police or from the army, which they are all known. So this kind of frustration, sometimes as they call you, they address you, chief security officer of the state, in a situation whereby you cannot hire and pay any cost of, so it become a very, very problem. So this is the one area that I want to talk to the governors, that what they can do, I think, apart from putting the synergy, apart from the president, the president commander-in-chief, hold the entire security matter light on him, that he should do more on this area, because the best what you can give as a leader is to protect the life and property. That's number one. So if that cannot be given to your people, then whatever you're going to provide for them, there is no meaning to them. Because you are building, as I mentioned, the time without number saying, to build roads, to build schools, to improve the economy is for life to exist, to have a smooth life existence. If then the life is not there, the health is not there, then it has no any value. So therefore, this is the area that I want to, the governors wants to know their responsibility at the level, because I, as a governor who served for 8 years, I know the challenges and I know the problem and how handcuffed I was with this issue. And the locals there, they only know the governor. So if they're going to talk about the governor, they say during the so time, there's challenges of insecurity and the government, the administration has not done much. And perhaps the entire problem is not light on the governor's hand. It's on the center where the commander-in-chief, who has the constitution empowered him to hire and pay the security chiefs and hire everyone in the line of security. So therefore, this is the second item that the federal government, as the Tembo mentioned, says earlier, that the problem of manpower, the problem of equipment, and also the synergy between the between the security agencies should be tackled. If that is achieved, definitely we will see a lot of progress. Then also the border, the issue of border control, we must pay attention to it because it's one of the key problems. I can tell you that I was a certain governor when these people decided to contribute money and bring arms. And each and every Fulani in Zamfara state were taxed either to give money or to give a cow. So they contributed money and go across our border or down to Libya and bring arms because they said they are under siege by the Hausas. And by extension up to Central Africa. They invited their people whenever they want to have a kind of activity of attack, they want to do to a community. They invite people from the bordering, from the neighboring states and came from neighboring nations, came and do the attack and then get away. Sometimes you'll be wondering, what are they trying to achieve by doing what they are doing? Because they want and kill and destroy the economic activities in the community. Their ports, their houses, burn the houses, and eventually they went out without taking anything. So when you look at it, you say, what is the benefit of this attack? Sometimes it comes to our knowledge that some of the locals, between them, there's a fight, or the Hausas went and killed one Fulani somewhere 3 years ago, 2 years ago, but it's still in the memories of Fulanis that they are going to take revenge. So therefore, they invite people to kill 20, 30, 18 at a time, sometimes 40, 45, 50. And as the presenter says, sometimes they have more intelligence than our security. For instance, in Kalgo, no, not Kalgo, Kizara, sometimes in 2014, when I got intelligence from the police and NIA that these people, they are coming from Niger to attack that particular village. I get the information, then I quickly come to Abuja and met with the IG, then that is MD Gusau, and I told him this is the intelligence from you. And what I have is only 4-5 units. So I need more units so that they can take the area of Onchin Kalgo down to Keta and other areas in the state. So he gave me about 5 units, more additional 5 units of mobile. That's making 63 each. In that particular place, there is 2 units who stayed there for about 4 months. But within a short time, the police commissioner met me and said he get what do you call it? He get signal that he should move that to Kebbi State and Sokoto State. Then I warned him. I said, no, we have getting intelligence that there are people that are waiting to bring attack in that particular place. So if you move them, definitely will be a problem. But what you're going to do, if it becomes necessary to move them out, so move them, but you should place the same 2 units in that particular place. Because if you do that and they get the information, the attack they have been planning to take for a long time, for 3-4 months, they will not succeed, they will do it. He said, okay. I thought what I advised is understood by the police commissioner. He didn't move them until when I left for Ukraine to go for the student graduation that I graduated in the indigenous that we sent there to study medicine. I landed in Ukraine when I got the call from the then Minister of Works, that's Bashir Gudadu. I had this attack in Kizara. I said, well, I have no information. I'm just landing now. So he said they attacked Kizara and they killed 48. Then I said, before I came, tell the IG to move that commissioner out because these are my conversation with him. And this is what I told him that he should do if it's come necessary for him to move those that are there because they will get the information, the security men are not there. So they will just quickly attack. So it's one of the problem of governors because we don't have control down there for the security personnel. So more or less, our own, as Chambo says, is for us to give financial support, sometimes to get them vehicles, start the frequent security meeting, and that's all. The influence of the governor is not much as that influence of IG to the police. The influence of the governor is not as that much of chief of army staff to the army, as well as the chief of air staff. So they took order from them, not from the governor. So what the governors are actually doing is just a local issue that they can be able to do one or two things. But I think if the likely, which is not possible, to look at the constitution, we have a former speaker here, and eventually the former speaker who was the governor of Sokoto, maybe in the future, they can adjust and give more powers to governors on what they can do about the issue of security. I think that would be also a help. Then what the model says also, I want to chip in there, the farmers, though it's beyond that now. When we had a meeting with the Vice President Osibanjo as a chairman on this problem, we look at it. What do we have gazetted in the grazing areas? We look at the land at that time in 1976, and we look at the population, and we look at what is whole issues. So now, what they gazetted in 1975 and what we have now, people need more land to farm. We have population. So the areas that are reserved, meant for grazing, can no longer be possible for them to continue for grazing. But what we should do, we should get a new technique on how we're going to rear our cows. We mentioned there, though we cannot because of the economic vulnerable we are, we cannot compare, but we have to copy to some extent that in the United States, they stopped grazing since 1848. So therefore now, we want to continue with the grazing, and we have a problem of land, and we have a problem of ethnicity, because it's not the same people in the United States that are doing the grazing, and it's not the same people in Nigeria. They are doing the same thing, planning our houses, though planning are well known with the issue of rearing cows, and the others are known for farming. So there's all a problem surrounding the whole situation in Nigeria that is completely different. But government need to do something in the issue of the new method, though when the issue of Ruga come up, there's so many criticism on it, but I don't even know why the criticism on the issue of Ruga and the issue of what the government is planning to change the whole scenario on how the cattle are to be grazed. Because now a farmer of as important as farmer who is growing maize or rice, is also the one that who's running cattle is also important to the economy. So the way you give support to the farmer who's producing rice, who's producing maize, who's producing yam and coconut and other farm products, equally is important to find a way that you are going to smoothen the way of life of those that are rearing cows because of their importance. As I said, 10 minutes will not be enough for me as a person who centered of the trouble for the past 8 years of my stewardship as the governor of Zamfara State. So many things is, I saw a lot of things, experienced a lot of things, but in the summary of what I have said on the issue of the intelligence, issue of cooperation between the governors and the center, and what the center should do of empowering, giving more personnel and also equipment. Because one experience is we have been complaining to President. I personally bought a light-skinned vehicle, which is not meant for that purpose of operation. So that's why our soldiers, our police are being attacked successfully by this bandit. They need not to go in the vehicle in the 21st century A personnel is his half of leg is outside, half his body is inside. Haba. So I don't think we are ready for this trouble. So we need to do more on the issue of getting the right thing, because I didn't. For instance, I do say I didn't join soldier for me to die, but I'm joined soldier for me to give what I have, what God has given me for my country, to protect the territorial integrity of it, as well as SS as well. Nobody gets into the service for him to die. Was for him to give what's possible. So therefore, he needs to be supported with what is necessary for him to do his job. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to have taken longer than necessary. I'm sorry, it's because of my experience on this. Thank you very much.